Hello everyone and welcome to the next episode of our Prison Architect LP. My name is Splattercat and thank you for joining me here today. As you can see, a large proportion of our inmate population has been beat to hell and back, but we do have our psychologist. He's actually here, he's working, he's walking around our beat up office building, which is good, and we can actually see what people need now. Now most of them just need medical attention. It just seems like they need to be cleaned up a tad, but we are a little bit under the knife at the moment, so we do need to go ahead and continue expanding our cells out. So this is going to be our new kitchen. These are going to be cell blocks here, and our bank account balance is a tad low, but I am going to start designating these rooms. So let's go here, and we're going to take it, and we're going to call this, actually what I may do, yeah, I'm not sure. It's tough. So we'll call that the new kitchen. And we'll call this a second kind of branch of the canteen. Except that I really don't want it to be that little hallway right there that's a canteen. So we'll take a look and see if we can get this all joined up. There we are. So it's been designated. And people are laying wiring. Things are happening. The world is generally a pleasurable place for us right now. We are getting a reasonable, well, we're getting a decent salary from our work. Now, we are kind of exploiting a little bit, but that's because the game isn't finished yet. Now, some of you have recommended that I use a mod that adds in missions and things of that nature. That actually sounds pretty cool, so that's something I may look into for future Let's Plays. But for right now, it's something of a little too late. So, we're going to continue focusing here, and I want to make sure my power grid doesn't overload because I am adding a lot of new stuff. So what we need to do now is our kitchen's working out okay. What we'll do is we'll add more space to our canteen here. So let's go ahead and add some objects. We're going to add a buttload of benches here so that they can all get their eat on without actually having to murder one another. We don't want them all being all up in each other's space. There we go. And I think over in this corner we'll put in some chairs just so we have plenty of sitting space. Maybe, what else is there to do? Well, we do need serving tables, so maybe I'll cancel those. Maybe I'll cancel these. Never mind. There we go. So we need serving tables, so let's go ahead and put in some serving tables. I always lose these. I always lose these, and these things are enormous. That's actually one thing I dislike about the serving tables is how huge they are. But what can you do? We'll put in 2 serving tables there so that people can get some food. And so now that we have multiple layers of security here, this should be a little bit easier for everyone to get access to what they need. We do have things that are still blinking over here, pipes that haven't been put in, but it looks like it's in queue, so that's okay. As long as it's in queue. Looks like one of our cooks got a little scuffed up in the last fight. What can you do? And so they're bringing the food out now. And sooner or later, I'm just going to keep a guard posted in here, which is another thing we needed to focus on fairly soon. We needed somebody to... I think we needed the, let's see here, our staff, we needed the chief. That's what it was. And so we're researching him right now. By the end of this episode, he should be ready to go. And the last thing that all these cell blocks over here need are some doors. So let's go ahead. Actually, never mind. They already have doors. What am I thinking? I am just not on my A game right now. Now, these all need to be developed into cell blocks as well. So we will do that. So let's go ahead and we'll take materials and we're going to start putting in the basics for our cell blocks here, just to make sure. And everything's being built kind of uniform because I am trying to take advantage of space as much as possible. I do feel like the minimum space that your inmates get is a little too little, just because I'm a humane individual. But, oh, what is going on over here? Never mind, I messed up. One too far. There we go. So everything's fixed now. Go through and throw some more doors in here. We'll just get this whole thing set up the way we want it. And I don't think that's where that goes. There we are. There. And so now we've got our next cell block being built. That did cost us some money, so hopefully the next morning we'll get a little bit of... This guy is just handcuffed naked to the floor here. Something about my inmates being nude around each other. Like, I'm in the vicinity of naked men. I feel the need to punch and brawl and headbutt deep down. So strange Freudian instincts that you get when, well, I don't know, that my inmates get at least when they see other nude men. Yeah, and our food situation is definitely lacking right now. So we had just enough food to get everybody fed, barely, just barely. So there's 2 more meals left over. Hopefully I'm hoping nobody else is hungry. This guy's just laying on the floor here. His name's Barry. He just left Barry laying in his own blood. And we are going to have to move the infirmary, unfortunately. So where we're going to move that to is actually somebody had offered me some it was some actually really good advice. What we're going to do is we're just going to wall this off here. So we'll just take that, and there we are, and we'll put a new prison gate in here. And what we'll do is we're going to put in several more gates here, and we've already got a fight again on our hands. These prisoners, I tell you what. Well, it's not really a fight. They're just vandalizing. Well, now they're fighting and calling each other all manners of epithets and words that cannot be repeated in polite company, in gentle company. Hopefully, guards will come back and take care of this at some point. I don't know where my guards are all at. It looks like they're all escorting people to the infirmary. So, we've got solitary taken care of for now. I may make a giant solitary confinement block down in here. I'm not quite sure yet. For now, I guess what I will do is I'll just designate this a workshop again. I mean, we've got this extra space that isn't being used for anything, so we might as well get money in the morning when it rolls over. There we are. So, workshop space. Can I designate? You can! So in the interest of getting enough money, because the game doesn't have systems in place to allow you to earn money, we're just going to do that for now. And we're going to focus on looking at other things. So these walls are all going in at the moment. We are going to have to run all of the basic things we need, but we are a little low on cash. So hopefully, well, I don't know when we get paid. We get paid at a certain hour. I think it's when our next guys come in. So we're spending a little fast at the moment. So hopefully we can slow our roll a tad. Security is not quite ready to go yet. And it says that it allows us to create patrol routes and things. I'm not entirely sure how I do that. The accountant and the... yeah, accountant gives us some of that stuff. Let's see here. Well, I'm assuming that when you click on your guard, it's probably done through there. I'll mess around with it a little bit without saving and see if I can figure it out off camera. My guess is that you can probably take a guard and be like, hang out over here, don't go anywhere. Be a bro and just chill. And he's like, okay. But for now, this cell block's coming along nicely. It cost me a little more money to set up that cell block than I assumed it would. It's a little unfortunate. I think we'll have enough money. The beds are $200. We're going to be cutting it close. But I would like to get ahead of the curve a little bit. I would like to be prepared for the next round of inmates for once. Instead of scrambling to get them in the right spot, I'd like to be a little bit ahead. And somebody's got a weapon, so he's going to get searched. Although all of our metal detectors are pretty beat up now. I need to put more metal detectors in this cell block so that we have kind of a lower chance. Maybe put some in the showers too as time goes along. Maybe I'll put some in there because a lot of fights seem to happen in there. So since so many fights break out there, having people disarmed before they get there might be semi-useful. In general, let's take a look at our reports now and see what our needs are. So freedom, we're good on freedom. Family needs, well, they could use some more family needs. We need more toilets and things. It seems like people aren't peeing appropriately. Recreation needs are a little low. We can fix that by putting, I think, televisions. Maybe. I mean, and we've got another fight on our hands. Well, I don't want to end... I accidentally clicked the lockdown thing. I didn't mean to do that. So let's look at our regime right now. And honestly, I'm going to keep the eat times as they are, but I'm going to limit shower times, I think, just to give people some more free time. They can do whatever they want whenever they want. Just try and keep them happy as much as possible. They seem to be generally grumpy, and I can't blame them. I'd be pretty grumpy if I was in prison too. It seems like a situation that might suck a tad, but... and this guard is just going into a hellhole right now. He's going to get himself into trouble. Hopefully he's able to beat them into submission. I want my family! I'm going to punch you. I miss my children. Violence. And apparently somebody was fighting with a scrubby brush in here. Not the best choice of weapon. I would say that whoever grabbed a scrubby brush and decided to use that as a weapon probably was not at peak efficiency for violence, but what can you do? It seems as though a number of my people are all stuck up here in the infirmary. Maybe I'll turn this next block into all solitary confinement. That seems like it might be a decent idea. Because we need some kind of pecuniary, I'm sorry, not pecuniary. We need some kind of, well, I mean, we need somewhere where we can punish all these people. Now, I do wish that there was a way that you could deal with prisoners, kind of punish them and change the way that they interact with the map. That would be kind of nice, but thus far, it doesn't seem like I have any way to do that. And once we get that door in place, we can actually call these all staff doors. Well, it's going to be a little offset. I don't like what's happening here. We got multiple doors. Well, we got multiple doors there, so we may be able to just leave these all as kind of free roam, like do whatever you want areas. I don't know. We'll see what happens. If we end up getting an escape or anything of that nature, that's going to be something we don't want to happen. So now that they've all got free time, we've got a little bit of money left. Let me see if I can add some more televisions. Television is $200, so just keep our finances under control a little bit. There we go. And we'll put in, we can afford to put in a pool table or two, so we'll put in some pool tables in the yard too. And we'll see if we can get people to straighten out and be happy for once. And we should have more than enough space for our next group of inmates, so I'm going to speed time forward because this episode is kind of dragging. So hopefully we'll get some things done. Why are there beds laying down here? And what is this guy doing? I forgot to designate this as staff only. Of course, of course. Is he going down here? He wants to sleep in the sunlight. He likes to, well, in the dusk, or in the dusk light. I don't know. Why are you building beds down here? I don't recall telling you to do this. Dismantle those. I have no clue why they're building beds down there. Maybe I had it selected and I accidentally went down there and was messing around. No idea. They're building beds in weird spots. What are his needs? Recreation. So I think we don't have enough recreation stations is what's coming down to. There's not enough TVs and things to entertain people. Maybe the pool tables will help wrap that up as well. But there's no really telling. I have trouble kind of figuring out how my guys are interacting with one another. These guys are making the smart route, and they're going to run over here and eat by themselves. They got their own little gang clique thing going on. Beck Slatter. He's got a prison beard. So after we get our next little grip of money, we'll put in some more kind of amenities in here so that we can have some more prison cooks that are making food and bring it over here. Maybe, I mean, part of me just wants to make this all a canteen and make this all a kitchen. But then I have to extend this out a little bit. I don't know. That guy just took all bacon for dinner. That's my man right there. That dude is, we are definitely birds of a feather. That's what I would have done too. I'd have been like, yeah, all bacon dinner. There's not really, the one problem that I'm kind of coming across with this game is there's not a whole lot to do once you run out of money. Like if you run out of cash, you are just hosed and you just sit around and wait for things to happen. We are accumulating nude handcuffed men in here. I'm kind of wondering if this is some strange perverted plot by the guards, just handcuffing nude men everywhere, taking pictures or something, making like Abu Ghraib. We're going to end up with all kinds of complaints. We're going to have lawyers show up. The whole situation is just going to blow out of proportion. KCRN News is going to be here. I'm going to be standing there like the board and just like an idiot like, I didn't know it was happening. I would like to apologize to the families of those who were nude and handcuffed to the floor. Just looking like a dolt. Like, don't you know what's going on in your own prison? So hopefully they're tearing the beds down here because there are absolutely no need for beds down here. I don't know. It seems like a lot of our guys have general needs that are not being fulfilled, so we do need to focus on those. Recreation seems to be the #1, so maybe I'll take a lot of this area down here and convert it into yard. That may be an appropriate way to use my extra space down here. Make this yard, kind of put in some extra stuff. so that we don't end up with more people being angry. But they have all this free time, and they don't seem to be using it. So there's a nice little grip of money that they've decided to throw our way. Our next little group of prisoners haven't arrived, but this is probably a good spot to break off the episode anyways. My name is Splattercat. This game is called Prison Architect, and it's by Introversion Software. I hope you're enjoying watching me play it. It's a little slow-paced, but I'm doing my best here with what they've given me. And I hope you're having as much fun watching it as I am playing it. And I hope you'll join me for future episodes. So that being said, I'll see you guys next time, and do take care out there.